does all your dishes, she does all your clothing, she pays all your bills. You know what I mean? You got mama prison going on, mama jail. So you can keep on coming back or start taking responsibility for your actions and quit using those excuses that you've been using for so many years. Are we good at making excuses? Can I raise a hand? We're good at making excuses? Huh? We're good at it, bro. We're good. We are good at making excuses. I have an excuse for everything. I used to tell my wife, when I couldn't see, I can't see my own ears. Does anybody see their own ears? Nobody can see their own ears. And I'd be rude to people. I'd be mean. And my wife, and I would accept, only my wife, she would tell me, hey man, you were mean. You were rude to that person. And I'd say it to her just like this, well, I can't see my own ears, so, you know, I'm sorry for doing that in front of you. I'm sorry for putting you through that. And then, you know, I would continue to grow from that. Or get in an argument, for those of you who have relationships. Who's in a relationship right now? Not too many people? Okay. So, if those guys who did raise their hand are for future people who are going to be in a relationship. You're not always right. Don't always try to be right and wrong in a relationship. Because I know I always try to be right, and then one time I just felt conviction in my heart. I said, I'm just going to go buy her flowers and see what happens. Big argument. I'm already out the house. I'm rolling the streets. I went to the church, parked there in the parking lot, and said, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing? I just went to the store. I got some roses. I went back home. I started crying because it's the first time that I have been humble enough to admit that I'm wrong about something. And I started crying. I said, here, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's hard for us because I was making that transition of change. And change meant that something's changing in my heart. That I'm doing something different that I think that is wrong or right. It's just so confusing. And it hurts sometimes. It's so confusing at those times. But I'm here to tell you guys, man, that you got to keep on dreaming. Your destiny is not sitting here later on, a year from now, or some months from now. It's not sitting here listening to us again. It's not sitting here being on probation or parole for the rest of your natural life. I have been there for 18 years. Since I was 18 years old, I have never got on probation or parole until I started changing. And with change, yeah, tears came. Tears came, man. I'm glad you feel cleansed afterwards. There's only 3 times when the body starts to produce salt, and one of them is by tears. Tears, your blood, and sweat. And for the most part, that's the times that your body is learning something about itself. And emotion because you're crying, sweating, seeing how far you can take yourself, and bleeding. Well, of course, don't do that again. Right? Don't do that again. So we got to continue to dream. You got to know what reality is. The reality of the fact is that there's some work to be done. But you know what? There's a great thing is because people will help you. And they're going to be downstairs. And it's just your commitment. Your commitment to what you got you to the place that you are right now can get you out of it. I talk about it being violent. I say be violent about it. I tell the guys in jail. They're like, what? What do you mean violent? Well, yeah, violence got you in here, right? Yeah, violent. See, it means aggression, with aggressiveness. Violently. I violently go after what I dream about now. The goodness of what I dream about. I violently don't accept things in my life that I know that will harm me in the future. A great thing is that Blue Bronco Winery, they wanted me to be a salesman there. They wanted me to be a salesman. And I had 2 interviews. In the second interview, they said, well, do you drink wine? I was like, nah. He goes, well, you're going to need to know what it tastes like and everything to sell it. And I said, wait, hold on, man. I went home. I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, I'm going to deny the Joshua. She goes, what are you talking about? You'll get money. Selling wine is easy, right? Everybody wants to drink a little wine. And I was like, no, I can see myself 3 years from now holding up a bottle to you and saying, this is my job. This is what I do. You can't tell me nothing. Getting pulled over by the police. Call my boss. This is my job. I'm supposed to drink like this. And see all my foolishness coming back out, right? 2 years, a year, 3 years from now, no matter how long it takes, that would be my excuse. And everybody can relate to that because we probably would have used that excuse as well. So I stopped them. I said, no, you know what? I'll work in your warehouse. Can I work in your warehouse? They're like, wow, man, you know what? After all these years, you're the first one who said no to money. Yeah, you can work wherever you want, bud. We'll put you wherever you want to go. Because they knew that I wasn't messing around. I'm not messing around. You know what I mean? I wanted the full length. And that's where we have to start. Those hard decisions of people coming into our lives, those hard decisions of making those relationships right, those hard decisions of denying yourself and your selfish motives, because we all have selfish motives, big selfish motives. We want to be the top dog, no matter what it is. I want to be the best criminal I can be, or the best dope fiend I can be, so that way I can train other dope fiends or best other criminals. I mean, we hear so many stories on yards and jails and prisons and stuff, and I don't know about you, but I was thinking, why is he in here? You're the best criminal ever. Why are you in here, bud? You know what I mean? And after all their stories and everything, they talk about, oh, can I borrow a suit? Whoa. I thought you were a good criminal. It's all a pipe dream. And we keep on learning these things over and over. It's like, they didn't work for them. Why are we going to go out there and do it? It's not going to work for us. You know what I mean? If they got caught and they were supposedly professional at it, then how's that going to happen? It's a revolving door. It's really, you just want to gain knowledge of something so that way you don't have to deal with yourself. It's called shallow conversation. You don't tell me nothing about personal stuff, and I'll tell you everything about this outer stuff that I do, so that way we don't have to get in contact with that kind of stuff with each other. Therefore, I don't have to worry about you, you don't have to worry about me, and nobody's hurt behind this whole relationship. And that's what we continue to do. But how about keeping it real with somebody? How about opening yourself? I know it's scary, because to open up to somebody, it was scary, man. I was like, man, you're asking questions that I really don't want to talk about. You know, I had a mentor for 5 years, man. He was on it with me. Like, hey, how come you never call, man? What's the deal? Oh, well, you know, no, I don't know. Let me know. Like, and I had to really come out and tell him, hey, man, I'm dealing with some stuff. I'm dealing with some big stuff. My wife seems like she's against me. The whole world thinks they're against me. I left my house already 2 times. I slept at the park in my car. Dealing with some major stuff right now, man. I don't know how you can help me with that. He goes, well, this is how you're telling me. Have you talked to anybody about it? No. What can you tell them? You're coming out. You're doing something different. You're getting personal. And I don't know about your life, but when I was young, it wasn't about, personal was about fighting, hitting each other. That's how we make it personal. We make it personal. Has anybody ever gotten in a fight with a friend, a close friend, and said, oh, you're cool, yeah, we're good, and became best friends after that? Anybody? Am I the only one? Huh? Right? Because you made it personal. You made it personal. But see, that's our violent behavior. We're going violently after violence of physical violence. We need to violently go after releasing our emotions, the depths of our hearts, and trusting people. They have that tattoo, trust no man. Well, if you can't trust no man, trust the God. He's the one that has you here right now. He's the one that allowed it to be that way right now. You can walk, you can talk, you can still do things. You can still use your fingers. Somebody didn't get that opportunity this morning. They just didn't wake up because of brain aneurysm, cancer, whatever it was. And if they did get up, they got in a car accident, something happened to them. And I'm sure we know them throughout the years. Somebody in our lives got taken from us. And maybe that might be your hurt. Maybe that may be your pain and your sorrow. You just can't let it go. Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? It's all a learning process. It's all a learning process of which way you're going to take. If you did lose somebody, if you guys did lose somebody, if somebody in this room did lose somebody when they were young, and you're still holding on to that in your heart, you're going to still continue to do things that you have. Not saying forget about them. I'm just saying grow from them. Plant a new tree. Because they wouldn't want to see you going back and forth to jail or prison. You're not respecting who they were on earth by going back and forth to jail or prison. You're not. And I don't know why I'm bringing that up. Somebody might be dealing with something like that. I don't know. If you are, you have to let go and let God know. It's that time. You need a new destiny, a new dream. Start dreaming again. respect their lives here on earth by doing the right thing until it hurts. Until it hurts. Because it's going to hurt. For those of us who've grown up in that, done it all years, about me, it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. But until the pain will just keep on going until you finally say, hey, you know what, this ain't that bad anymore. Transition ain't that bad anymore. Yeah, let's plan something new. Let's do something else. Let's continue on. Right or wrong? So that's all I got, you guys. I'm not going to go into anything else. So it's destiny, direction, reality, responsibility. Your destiny will create your direction. Your direction creates a reality. And in reality, you have to take your responsibilities. If you're missing the point of your destiny, because it's not a jail cell, you won't ever find a new direction. You won't ever face the reality of things, and you will never have to deal with responsibilities. And just real quick to end this, to wrap this up, is that one thing I love about prison and jail is that I have to deal with responsibility. I have to deal with the responsibility of the people I hurt. I can just get into shenanigans and talk to people about everything else except the people I hurt at home. Who goes into prison saying, I hurt my family, I hurt them, I hurt the people that I stole their car, all the robberies that I did, I hurt them, I hurt those people, I took money out of their pockets. Man, I shouldn't be like that. Who says that? Nobody says that. You don't have to deal with none of that. That was the cool thing about prison and jail. You don't have to deal with none of that. You can just keep on doing it for years and years and years and years, right? Years and years and years and years. So take your responsibilities, and I'll leave you on this with this story here. This story. There's a little boy who came to his dad. His dad was watching TV. He came to his dad and said, Dad, you know what? I don't have nothing to do. Give me something to do. He goes, well, clean your room, because I already cleaned my room. Clean the yard. I already cleaned the yard. And Dad, looking around from his chair, he seen a magazine. He started flipping through it. He seen a picture of the world, and he tore it out. And he tore it into little pieces. And he said, here, son, go put that back like a puzzle. He said, all right. He left. About 2 minutes later, he comes back. He's like, how'd you do that so quick? He said, you see, Dad, you turn the picture around of the world, there's a picture of a man. It's much faster to put the man back together than try to put your whole world back together. That's for you guys. Don't come out here trying to put your whole world back together. It's going to take you forever. Just put the man back together, and your whole world will come back together way faster, believe me. But you will have to deal with these. You will have to take the steps. It is up to you to become the leaders in your homes, the leaders in your household, the leaders in your community. It is up to you to start dreaming again. Thank you, guys.